What are some of the signs that you're not ready for marriage? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Jeru. Now, on this podcast, I want to give you the top 5 signs that you're not ready for marriage. In most times than not, people dwell on the other partner not being ready for marriage, but rarely do they reflect on themselves and ask themselves, am I ready for marriage? So, on this episode, I want you to be very keen. Tell us whether you are ready for marriage, and then we can now start looking for a match. Because if you're not ready, nothing is ready. The other partner will not be ready either. If you're new to the podcast, here we match men and women for the sake of marriage. And the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. Feel free to subscribe, join the bandwagon, join the stampede. Now, sign number 1, you lack empathy. You see, empathy is that ability to feel pity for other people. Empathy is the ability to feel worry and to have some mercy on other people. Empathy is one of the personality traits that goes a long way in helping people interact and join others in either mourning or helping others during trying times. It reaches a point where other people will require your support, whether the support is financial, whether the support is emotional, or whether even the support is social. Nevertheless, if you don't have empathy, it narrows down to a very cold personality that people don't want to be attracted to and people don't want to associate themselves with. So if you lack empathy, at times that empathy will be required in the context of marriage by your children, by your spouse, and if you lack empathy, there is no marriage there. So if you lack empathy, first work on it before you can join marriage. Otherwise, that marriage is dead on arrival. Have you ever seen people who don't have empathy? You tell them so and so passed on and they're like, ni mambo ya dunia. Hata sisi tunaelekea huko. And you're like, where is your empathy? And people who lack empathy can be associated with sociopaths, psychopaths, but again, it narrows down to personalities, personality traits, and also the temperament, because we will be discussing some of these temperaments. For instance, the choleric, phlegmatic, the sanguine, the supine, and so on and so forth. But before then, if you're not empathetic, if you don't feel mercy and pity on other people, work on it, because in marriage, a lot of it will be needed, either by your spouse, your children, your steps, or even the in-laws, the extended family, the nuclear and the extended family, the neighbors, friends and not friends will require your empathy. Imagine having a partner and you meet somebody who has just had an accident by the roadside. You don't even know them, but that person cannot stand to help. But that person, you have met somebody who is injured, somebody who is begging for help, somebody who is looking for help, and you cannot help. Why? Because you lack empathy. If you lack empathy, you are not ready for marriage. Point number 2, you are selfish. You see, most people don't see themselves as selfish, but those who are selfish know that they are selfish. To be selfish is something you cannot forget. To be selfish is something you cannot even mistake for anything else. If you are selfish, if you don't like sharing, if your work is to take and never to give, you are not ready for marriage. You see, marriage is a game of give and take. Marriage is a game where your commitment is required 100%. Your marriage is going to require your commitment through giving. If you cannot be a giver, you can only be a taker. And givers can only give not for so long, and takers never get enough of it. And therefore, your partner will at some point feel used and they will quit or make you quit. So if you are selfish, you don't share, you don't like participating, joining hands with others, and especially a spouse, then you're not ready for marriage. You are not ready. Okay, selfishness can be described in many ways. There are people who are even selfish with conjugal. There are people who are selfish with intimacy. People who are selfish with attention, selfish with affection, selfish with resources, selfish with emotional support, selfish with social support, selfish, name them. If you're selfish, you're not ready for marriage. Work on yourself. Work on that one first. Otherwise, if you're selfish, you're not ready for marriage. Number three, you have trust issues. People who have trust issues cannot keep marriage partners. You see, marriage is a game of trust. You don't know where your partner is right now. Maybe you're at work, you're watching this video, maybe you're married, you're looking forward to get married. You will not be spending time entirely with your partner. As a matter of fact, if you spend your time, all of it or most of it for that matter, with your partner, you end up killing the mystery. You end up killing the aroma of love. You see, love, oh my God, love requires that you be, you see, love requires that you be that person who is somehow scarce. You're able to balance between giving attention, being present, sometimes being absent, and some other time you're absent strategically so that you can increase the aroma, so that you can be able to give that other person a chance to miss you. Okay? Are we together? So during that process, when you're absent or when the other partner is absent, you have to be a person who doesn't have trust issues. Otherwise, if you have trust issues, you will be calling that partner every time. Uko wapi? Where are you? Can you put on a video call? Pin the location. I want to see. Mko na nani? You see, if you have trust issues and the partner does not feel trusted, that partner will walk away because they're like, if you cannot trust me, I'm an adult. If you can't trust me, then you can walk away and match the person you feel like you can trust. So you see, trust issues in family, for instance. These days we advocate for family businesses where partners can even put up business. It doesn't matter whether they are in employment or in the corporate world. You can always put up a family business together for transgenerational transfer of wealth, you see, so that you can at least increase the chances to give your children an edge of advantage. And if your partner is having trust issues, they will never believe that that business actually brings what that business brings. Why? Because they always feel like the money will be stolen, there will be an inside job, the children are stealing, the relatives who have been employed are stealing. If you don't have trust issues, you're not ready for marriage, are you? Work on trust. And one of the reasons, or one of the ways why, one of the ways you can work on your trust or trust issues is by way of making sure that you have given yourself the very best of trust. You have given out yourself there as a trustworthy person, as a person who is trustworthy. Then it becomes very easy to trust other people. Otherwise, if you have trust issues, you're not ready for marriage. Number four, you hate compromise. To compromise is to bend a principle. To compromise is to move out of your way to accommodate somebody else. To compromise is to persevere, is to tolerate other people with their shortcomings for the sake of peace, for the sake of love. According to the Bible, love surpasses all sins, or love covers a multitude of many sins. If you're not that person who can compromise for the sake of love, you are not ready for marriage. You see, marriage requires a certain degree of compromise for you to work together, because I said nobody is 100% perfect. You will never meet a 100% perfect partner. You are not 100% perfect either. For that reason, the partner will compromise and you will also compromise. It is selfish to feel like you're the only person who is compromising, because you also have shortcomings. And if you marry or you date the kind of partner that doesn't talk too much, if you date the kind of partner that does not keep on dwelling on negative energy, then you are not going to understand that you also have shortcomings. Nevertheless, if you have a partner who keeps on pointing your shortcomings, you feel like you don't fit, or you keep feeling like you're being tolerated. Nobody wants to feel like they're being tolerated in a relationship, in a marriage arrangement. However, there's a certain degree of compromise that is required from your end so that the person can be able to live with you. Are we together? And you shouldn't at any given point feel like you're the only person compromising. The other partner is also compromising. Even when they don't talk about it, maybe they are just compromising. However, it's a give and take kind of thing. If you're not ready to compromise, there are people who don't like meat, and there are certain degrees. That's why courtship is important. There is a certain degree of compromise that you can't go. For instance, let's say somebody is coming out as a vegan. I love meat. Jenga Jeru loves meat. I cannot date a vegan because maybe we would want to try certain levels of meat. I would want to taste for gaucho. I would want to go to carnivore. I'm a carnivore, and I would want to date a partner who is also a carnivore. Are you getting the point? I'm just giving an example. So I'm not against vegans. So I want you to understand. If you start dating and you realize that the partner is a vegan, and a vegan is what we call vegetarian, and the person is a vegetarian, they love to do vegetables, cabbages, and all that. Lettuce, name them, and that is their lifestyle. At some point, you feel like you cannot compromise because one of you will absorb the other. To be a vegetarian is like to have a religion altogether. That person wants to show you how healthy it is to be a vegetarian, and they will absorb you. So you'll have to compromise and leave meat. If you feel like that degree of compromise is not something that can work for you at the courtship level, just look for another partner. So I'm speaking about levels of compromise, like I don't like this, I like this, small things of life that you can accommodate comfortably and not feel like you messed up yourself. Are we together? So if you hate compromises, I have some bad news for you, because you are not ready for marriage. Are you ready for marriage? Point number 5. You always speak about your ex. You have not moved past your ex. Every memory brings you back to your ex. Even when you're on your first date, mnaongea kuhusu your ex. Your ex this, your ex that. You're not ready for marriage. I believe that people who are ready for marriage have moved on. If you have not moved on, mourn fast. Whether it was widowhood or a breakup, a heartbreak, name it. Whatever it was, just move on fast before you get married. Otherwise, the partner you're going to date feel drained when the conversation revolves around you and the ex. When the conversation revolves you and the ex, most of the time, if not all the time. My ex did this, my ex did that. Let's grow up. Okay? So that you don't keep on telling us, oh, my ex. We get bored. People get bored faster when you are dwelling on your ex. You come out as somebody who has not grown past your ex. You come out as somebody who has not moved on. You come out as somebody who has not left the epicenter of the damages that happened to your heart sooner than later. If you have not moved past your ex, there is no marriage. You will bring that affair, you will bring that kind of thing, that thing that brought you to a standstill in marriage, you will bring it to that new marriage, and it's going to be drained. If you are dealing with a partner who always talks about their ex, ask them to move on so that you can also be able to move on together. Otherwise, you're not ready for marriage. Those are the 5 points. Can I give you a bonus? Are you ready for one? Are you ready for a bonus? So itakuja namba ngapi? Number 6, you're not attentive. You see, if you're not being attentive about the needs of this person, or you are having dates but you cannot focus, having dates with people who are not attentive, maybe you have just spoken. I heard a certain lady who was being accused of being harsh. We posted it on my Facebook page. You can follow us at a personal level on Facebook at Jenga Njeru. And this lady was accused of being harsh because they were on a date. The guy was focusing on his phone. So he's watching memes on TikTok. So he's laughing all over, he's smiling, grinning, all teeth out. And you're talking serious business, getting to know one another. and all of a sudden the person tells you, oh, what did you say about yourself? Uliniambia nini? Ebu rudia. You feel like huyu mtu ananichezea ama ni mimi na overreact. If you're not attentive, we talk today, I give you very important details like the number of children that I have. I give you details about my life, why I'm single and all that. And the next minute umesema unaitwa Wangeshi, and maybe your name is Akinyi, and you're like, wait, so you're not even listening. We have started to date and it's a week past, 1 week, you cannot remember my name. You're not attentive. You're not ready for marriage. If you have those 6 traits, those top 6 qualities, ladies and gentlemen, whether you are male or female, you are not ready for marriage. You are not ready. You are not ready for marriage. Please let us know in the comment section any other sign that helps you know that the person is not ready for marriage, and we'll be able to learn from you. Until then, this is Jenga Njeru. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.